Cute little stay there at Maralda. We've just woken up this morning and hit the road. We just made our way up here to Burke, which interesting is where we would have ended up if we'd been able to do the Darling River Run. The Darling River Run's right past Burke here, so we might go check that out. We just pulled up here at the Info Centre. We're going to top up the water tanks, fill up on water, and then have some lunch, and then keep going a little bit further north today, I think. But yeah, we're keen to go and check out the Darling and see what's going on there, if the water levels are dropped or not, and yeah, then figure out where we're going to go camp tonight. But not too much to see and do. Pretty boring sort of driving out these parts. Not a lot happening apart from a few goats running around. We probably saw, I don't know, maybe 500 goats between Cobar and here, a couple of hours drive. There's stacks of them out here, but a bit of rain recently as well. It's greened up the road verges, so they're clearly having a pick. Get these tanks filled up and have some lunch, I think.
We've just ducked down a little side road near the boat ramp here at the North Burke to check out the Darling River. It's actually in flood at the moment, hence why we had to cancel our Darling River Run, and we were a bit like, oh, I wonder, like, what does it actually look like when it's in flood? Well, this is what it looks like, and this is why we cancelled our Darling River Run.
The river's so wide at the moment that this is normally dry and you can drive through here, so the road just goes straight in there. It's almost like a boat ramp now, but yeah, this is the water we were worried about that turned us off the idea of doing the Darling Run.
Yeah, it would have made virtually camping by the side of the river near on impossible anyway, so
exactly. Yeah. So, and I don't know how many of the roads and stuff we wouldn't have been able to access, so glad we pulled the pin. I would have been a bit disappointed if we got in here, I reckon, and there was hardly any flood water and it was all a bit of a storm in a teacup, no pun intended. But yeah, it's good to see the river here in flood. I mean, the Darling's struggled over the years with having enough inflow and water flowing down it, especially with the amount of irrigation water that gets pulled out of it. So it's really cool to see these big old rivers like this one in flood like this. It's a pretty rare event, so pretty cool to be able to witness that. Glad we got to see a little bit of it. We're gonna have a bit of a look around and explore for a little bit, and then we're going to make tracks and drive another couple of hours, I think, and find camp.
Yeah, so we've got two sort of options that have been both recommended to us from here. So Burke was like, once you get to Burke, you can either go north or northeast on our trip to Brisbane. So we're just going to work out which way we want to go, and
we'll let you know when we
make a decision.
There's swimming at both of them though.
So one's free, so I reckon we do that.
Sounds good to me. Yeah. All right, we're going to get back in the car, go a bit of a look around and cross over the bridge now. We just crossed the bridge from the swamp, which is, again, I think normally predominantly dry. But yeah, he's definitely got a lot of water in it at the moment. And then we're going to cross across the main bridge across the Darling. Let's go and do it, Darling. Let's cross the Darling. Should we get the kids to come?
No,
come on, lads.
Let's leave them.
Leave them there.
It's better without them.
Not better without them. A lot quieter. It is a lot quieter without them. Something's biting me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back in the car. Let's get out of here.
They've been so noisy today.
Yeah. We're just going past the Port of Burke Hotel, and just up around the corner here is the wharf, which is from back in the days when they used to run paddle steamers up and down the Darling, like a lot of these inland rivers, as a way of moving goods up and down between the different towns. I believe mostly coming out of Burke here was wool. They used to load up the wool bales onto the paddle steamers and send them to market. I think they were able to get them, could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were able to get them all the way out to South Australia by connecting up with the Murray down at Wentworth and then all the way out. But I might have to do a bit more research on that, but leave me a comment below, let me know. Am I right? Is that what they used to do? That's how I understand it or remember it. While you're there, down leaving a comment, there's a little button there that says subscribe on it. If you click that, it costs you absolutely nothing, but it means that you won't miss any of our videos, and lets us know that you enjoy the content we make, and it means a lot to us. If you're on a TV, I'll put a QR code on the screen. You can scan that with your phone and do the same thing. All right, let's get out of Burke. Let's go find some artesian baths, eh? Oh, dip, big dip.
Kid on the road.
Always kids on the road. there's got to be some pros, right, to not being very good at getting out of camp at a decent time or early by any stretch, and doing a big drive day in the car. We've knocked out a few hours today, but this is the reward. We get the awesome light as the sun's just going down. We're almost there now. We've only got about another 20 minutes, but the light on the landscape now is just unbelievable. The colours coming out of all this beautiful, lush, new green grass that's popped up with all the rain they've had out this way recently, and the golden grass as well. And yeah, it's just magic. We would have seen, I don't think we got to do a very good job of getting them on film, but we must have seen hundreds of emus since we left this morning. So yeah, it's been a pretty cool drive, despite being a fairly featureless landscape. It's turning it on now, that's for sure. We're going to just knock out this last little bit of driving anyway, and get into camp and knock some dinner up. There's another massive mob of feral goats just out the windows. Just listen, this is we're filming that.
People are here. This is awesome. It's just this random country town in the middle of absolutely nowhere.
The realities of van life, eh?
Yeah. Always, there's so much washing constantly. This stuff I had to bring in last night at about, what time do you reckon it was that I tapped you on the shoulder? Like 1 o'clock last night. Some cows came through and I had to retrieve my washing that was hanging on the line. So I'm gonna put this stuff back out.
Like moving that.
It's not all glamorous life on the road, is it?
Yeah, so this is Goodooga, something like that. Anyway, it's a free camp here, and yeah, we got the bars over there. But I mean, tell you what, as far as free camps go, I mean, we love a good bush free camp, don't get me wrong, but there's toilets here, hot showers, bins, a dump point, somewhere to go for a swim. It's sealed, like tar surface, like an asphalt surface here. So it's nice and clean, good all-weather access. I mean, it does have some pros. It is busy though. There was a lot of people in here last night. It does get pretty full, but you can see why, because it's so easy and convenient, and it's got all the facilities you need.
Yeah, great. It's a great stop. Definitely put it on your list. It felt incredibly safe last night. Yeah, I know a lot of people worry about that sort of stuff when you come to Outback places. No, this is a beautiful little community. So yeah, pop it on your list.
We're going to just get some chores done, get the kids to do some school, and then we're going to go for a little dip in the bars. It's pretty warm by all reports, so it might be like a warm bath.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've had a good warm bath.
Oh, it's been a long while.
And we get to share it with all the tourists. We are a tourist though.
Tourist soup.
Yeah.
Tourist soup, I call it.
Nah, it's not too busy over the bars, I don't think. So I think we'll get a good spot. All right, we're going to get all right, we're going to get our chores done.
I've got a date with a washing machine and a vacuum cleaner.
And then I'm charging up the car at the moment as well. So I've got the lead running up into the car to charge our second battery in the car, because we're running Starlink fridge, everything like that off it. And when we're not travelling too fast, it needs a little top up from time to time. And we've got plenty of power in the van, so we might as well use it.
I've got the washing machine running and the laptop's going. The kids are about to jump on a Zoom call for School of the Air. So like we do use quite a lot of power, and it is nice to have the 5,000 watt inverter, because I just even asked Simon then, I was like, can I make coffee while we're charging the car while the washing machine's going? Like, you just have to, otherwise you have to stagger all this stuff and just draws your day out. This way it's just streamlined. Love it.
Rightio, well, a few weeks ago we did a video on power systems, all about how to spec a power system to suit the way that you want to travel and to suit your needs. Now, a couple of you raised in that video something that we didn't talk about, which is portable power systems. So whether you're a camper, four-wheel driver, just a tradie that needs power on their job site, whether you want a backup power supply for home, we think portable power stations are a really good option. And we've just gotten our hands on the brand new EcoFlow Delta 3 Plus, and this one's a pretty cool unit. This is the second EcoFlow unit that we've tested out. Last year we did their Delta 2 Max, they call it. This one's an 85 amp hour battery in this one, whereas the Delta 2 Max that we tested out last year is about twice that size. So if you're not familiar with portable power stations, this is basically what I'm talking about. An all-in-one unit that includes a battery, a charging system and an inverter, as well as all your DC power outlets. So you can run AC and DC power out of these. You can charge them a variety of ways, and we think they're a really good, compact, portable solution for power off grid, or as a cost-effective way of doing a dual battery system, because effectively everything you would put into a dual battery system is built into this unit. DC charging while you're driving is through a cigarette lighter socket, and then obviously AC charging through your 240, and then you've also got in this unit there's two separate solar inputs. So you can plug a bunch of solar panels into it and get that charge up as quickly as possible. It doesn't come with any leads for solar though. So if you do want a solar charge, depending on what your solar panel comes supplied with, you may need to buy an additional cord for that. Something to keep in mind for that is, yeah, if you want to charge off solar, which I think is really off grid where these things come into their own. Being that 85 amp battery and 1800 watt inverter, it's not too heavy and it's quite easy to carry around with the built-in handles. So I think that's a really big advantage of these. Some of the bigger units we've tested over the years, including the Delta 2 Max that we tested last year, they do start to get a little bit heavier. They are still portable, but this one is much easier to move around. And obviously with that smaller battery, your charge times are much quicker as well. So this one here, plugged into 240, you can charge it from dead flat in under an hour, which is pretty impressive, and it means you don't need to plug it in for very long to get your power back. And of course you can also run Starlink, charge your phone, laptops, all of that kind of thing. But with that 1800 watt inverter, it is possible to cook off it as well. With a unit of this size, I wouldn't be doing too much cooking, but if you want to run a coffee machine, especially a pod machine like an espresso or something like that, this unit is absolutely ideal. Now, if you are going to be running it a lot as a dual battery system, I'd be looking at their alternator charger as well, because you're limited otherwise with a cigarette lighter input, and that's going to be a relatively slow rate of charge. But one thing they've done that I really like, an improvement in my opinion over the Delta 2 Max that we tested, is that all the outputs are on the front and all the inputs are on the back, apart from one cigarette lighter output. Now, where I see that being really advantageous is in the back of a wagon or a ute as a dual battery system. You could have your fridge plugged into the SIG port at the back, as well as your charge port from your either your input from your cigarette lighter, or if you use that alternator charger, plug that into the back, and then the unit could be strapped in, staying like that, and you've got access to the screen, to all your power buttons and all your outputs on the front. I do like these integrated handles, although they do stick proud. If you can see that, stick proud to the unit, so that may limit your sort of installation a little bit, but mind you, by the time you open up the back port here and plug in whatever you need, you're not going to be able to have that completely installed hard up against something anyway. So look, overall I think for a dual battery system, really good. If you want to do a lot of outdoor cooking, this unit's probably a little bit small. I'd look at like the Delta 2 Max or one of the bigger units if you want to do a lot of cooking, electric cooking. So if you're interested in these, you can grab them online like most things. I'll leave a link in the description below or a QR code on screen there if you want to go check them out. But you can also check them out at like your local Anaconda, Harvey Norman, those sort of places stock them as well. So if you want to go and see one in person and touch it and feel it and do all that sort of stuff like I like to do, you can do that there as well. But yeah, check them out. All right, swim time. Let's go see how hot this water is, eh boys? You ready to go?
Yeah. Yep.
Righto. Go for a little dip in the artesian bore water. Oh, these seats are cool.
John, why don't we stick around near the ramp until we get used to the heat?
How is it, mate?
Not bad, but any deep pump and I'm rolling straight back out.
You get used to it, eh?
Yeah.
It's hot to start with, but you get used to it.
What's your problem, H?
Just the flies are doing my head in.
The flies are doing it.
The towel makes it a bit better, but I still can't control it getting on my face.
Backwards, man.
No flies are getting my face now.
Are you going to put yours on backwards, Duff?
No, I think
Keep
I'll
the
wear
flies
mine.
off your
I think
face?
I'll wear mine this way.
Flies off your face.
Keeps the flies off your face, apparently.
That's what I do. But it doesn't
dear.
keep it off
Classic.
your legs or your
Favourite part of the day, darling?
Dishes. I miss the dishwasher. Pack up day. We're going to hit the road early this morning. We're going to be out of here crack of dawn.
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. We've only got a couple of days and we need to be in Brisbane for some stuff that's getting done to the caravan and a exhibition that the caravan's on display for, so we're going to get a wriggle on.
Yeah, so it's the Caravan Association of Australia National Conference, which is essentially like a caravan show, but it's for trade, so no public, it's just for a trade event. But yeah, while we're there, we had some warranty stuff to get done on the car from when we got the fit out done. So McCormack's are going to sort that out for us. We'll tell you more about that when we're there. We're going to be getting a couple of things replaced and a few touch-ups done. We're also going to be doing a bit of an update to the cruiser. We're going to get a few things added before we head up to the Cape. We're going to try and get a winch sorted out on the car, as well as a few other smaller items as well. We've got some issues with the alternator. I'm going to try and upgrade the alternator. See what we can get done. It's all a fairly short time frame, so we may not be able to do everything we want to do there. We're also going to be catch up with some mates while we're there. And then it's the Brisbane Caravan Show. So we're going to be going to the Brisbane Caravan Show a couple of weeks after that. We'll be there on the titanium stand, and we're going to have this caravan on display. So if you're in the Brisbane area, or if you're coming to the Brisbane show, come and say good day to us, and you can come check out our van as well if that interests you. And yeah, we're going to be, I don't know what days we're going to be there yet or all the details, but keep an eye on our videos as we go through. We'll have more information on that for you. We always try and avoid this as much as we can, having to be at a certain place at a certain time, but it's kind of worked out well because we've also got to get some servicing done on the caravan, and Titanium's got a new service centre in Brisbane. So South East Queensland has just worked out for us between Gold Coast, Brisbane and the Sunshine Coast. We should be able to get everything that we need sorted before we head off and go a lot more remote for a lot longer. So it's one of those things where you want to try and tick everything off.
So I just want your opinion on something, because I just don't understand. I've had a few experiences recently when I've been to the dump point where, let's say, a few people just get really, really close, like within a metre, and start wanting to have a chat with you while you're emptying the contents of your bathroom into a toilet. I cannot fathom this. But I frequently look at dump points when you're in a big communal sort of campground, and there'll always be there's a couple of gentlemen that just have a chat and stand next to each other while you're emptying the contents of your toilet. I don't get it. I want a wide berth. I don't want anyone to come near me and ask me questions about where I've been and where I'm going while I'm trying to empty the toilet. Am I overreacting, or is this the norm? Like,
How close is too close?
how close is too close? Like,
You know what I feel like? I feel like I feel like you need COVID to come back and have like social distancing, like 3 to 5 meters. Like, just, yeah. Like if I'm walking over to the dump point and there's someone already there, I just sort of hang back, you know, or I slow my walk down even. I don't rush over to have a bloody chinwag with old mate while he's tipping his turds down the hole. That is just weird. It does our heads in. It's really, really confusing. I think it's just, is it just long-term caravanners? They just become so used to and so accustomed to dealing with their own waste that they just completely desensitized to it. Can you imagine the average person who's never experienced caravanning before seeing a few people standing around a hole in the ground having a chin wag and being like, what are they up to? You're like, oh, they're just tipping their shit down the hole and having a bit of a catch up. Like, it is as weird as it sounds. I just don't think there's any excuse for it.
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how people can be comfortable with it. Leave us a comment. How close is too close? Give it to me in meters. 1 meter, 2 meters, 10. I'm going 50. Give me 50 meters. Maybe that's too many. I don't know. At least 20. At least 20.
20 is not
20 meters. Yeah, I don't want you anywhere near me. What's your number?
No, I'm just thinking about how awesome it's going to be now that I'm going to have a whole comment section on our YouTube video talking about dump points. That's exactly what I want to be getting. Anyway, you can keep your dump point stories to yourselves.
Don't. I want to hear your dump point stories. I kid you not. The other day, someone came up while I was emptying the toilet, and he was friendly as, but he wanted to know where I'd been, where I was going, and he like snuck up like within a meter while I was emptying our toilet cassette. Anyway.
Well, I guess one question they don't have to ask each other is what they had for dinner the night before. I guess they're getting a pretty good indication, I reckon. How well's the curry?
Gross.
So you can only laugh at it.
Hopefully, like, it is funny. It is funny now, but I just get so embarrassed when I'm emptying the toilet. I don't know why. I maybe just need to get over it, but anyway. He clearly didn't see a problem with it, and then I saw him and another person later having a chin wag together the next morning. And I was like, oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, leave us your thoughts. How close is too close?
Speaking of how close is too close, someone, this guy, forgot to fuel up before we left town. Then we went to St George and grabbed some water, and then we just started heading out of St George. I can't remember how many k's out we got, and the fuel light came on. And then we checked out far to the next servo, and it's almost 180 k's to the next servo, which is a long way to go with the fuel light on. I have done over 100 k's on the light before, but only just over 100 k's. So look, it's gonna be very tight, but it's been a long while since we played this game, and it's one of Liz's favourite games to play is, will we run out of fuel?
It's been 4 years of playing this game with you, and I feel like I've just come to accept that we haven't run out of fuel yet. We have come very close once. We have come very, very close once or twice. When we filled up in Booyah.
Oh, Booyah, yeah.
And when we filled up in Esperance.
Esperance, yeah.
I feel like we put a lot of fuel, like whatever the capacity of the fuel tank was, like 1 or 2 litres less than that went into it. Or was it?
No, well, Esperance was actually a few litres more than the capacity of the tank, or the marked capacity of the tank. I think that was in the old Ranger, but yeah, we've never, I shouldn't say it, you said it already, but so far, luck's been on our side, let's put it that way. But yeah, look, we'll see. Will we make it to Mooney to get some fuel?
Guaranteed the fuel price at Mooney will be like 30 to 40 cents more than it was at St George, but we'll just have to do it.
Yeah, it's going to have to be what it's going to have to be. Alright, let's see how we go. Not much else is happening.
Just my anxiety level's going through the roof.
We'll see how that affects the dump point tomorrow.
Shall I get your kidneys ready?
Might get a splash of fuel. I didn't know this servo was here. That's a handy little surprise. Well, we got over well over 100 Ks.
Wait, what about you?
Hey lads.
Well over 100 Ks on the light, but yeah, we might not push it for the next 70 odd Ks. We might as well get a little splash of fuel, eh? Let me just see where we're going to go next. Been about, I don't know, 5-6 hours of driving today, way too much, which is exactly what we said a couple of days ago, and then we went and did it again. But this is what she makes me do. I have to drive her places all around the country, I have to take her all these awesome places, do amazing things, and then when we get to camp late at night, she makes me make her dinner. At least she says thank you.
Hang on a minute.
Lucky I edit the footage.
Hang on, lucky you edit the footage. Yeah. What do I even do?
This next clip won't make it into the edit.
I am the passenger princess of all time. No, that's not true. I do lots of things. We're a good team.
We're a good team.
But let this be your like Tinder ad for like, you know, if I was to have an unfortunate accident and pass away. Can drive, can cook, can parent.
You keep it up, you might have an unfortunate accident.
Oh dear. Alright, it's been a long day. We're gonna... Actually, I want to show you this. Because if you live anywhere near a Costco, this is amazing. Alright, this is called Japanese secret barbecue sauce.
Not a secret anymore.
It's not a secret anymore. Allegedly it's bought from Costco. When we were in getting our van serviced at Titanium, we drove out the door and Arizon is right next door and they were having, oh, it's not right next door, it's across the road. Anyway, they were having this like staff barbecue because they'd won like some Victron dealership number of sales or something like that. Anyway, so we just happened to rock up to say good day to a few people there. At the same time, they were having this huge barbecue with like Wagyu steaks and all like the works on. Timed it to perfection. Anyway, I was just in love with this dipping sauce. And I think Roy was a bit like, just take it with you if you like it that much. But it's from Costco. It is so, so good. So good. If you like Japanese food, it is really good.
And it makes a really good stir-fry sauce. Two little boys had two little toys. The station, what's it called?
Meralda. We're just still chatting, guys. It's on.
Right. Yeah, so it's the Caribbean Association. Why does it keep doing that?
That's a really long-winded story. Feel free to edit this out, Simon, with all your spare time. I've lost my cameraman, camera person, camera woman.